Wild and restless, Eden, following her brother's unexpected death, discovers he had a secret girlfriend drawn to the mysterious Maya. Eden plunges into a world of parties, obsession, and forbidden desire, blurring the lines between love and loss. It is all of that. The film is called Come Closer, and it also, just so you know how good this film is, it was Israel's official submission for this year's Academy Award consideration for Best International Feature. We're joined today by the director and screenwriter, Tom Nesher. Tom, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. What I like a lot about the film, I think maybe my favorite thing about the film is your ability to distinguish all of the characters in their own, I'll call it lane. That's probably not the exact right way to put it, but I love the way that you let these characters in the film play out, and they're all basically they have their own take on the world. So
Thank you so much.
yeah. So tell me, you're obviously a screenwriter for this and director. What was the inspiration for this?
So, the thing you're talking about is something that was very important for me from just the screenwriting, but also when we worked in rehearsals on the movie. And when I did auditions for all of the actors, I really wanted to find creative partners. I wanted to find people who could really bring themselves into the characters. And when you do that, the characters do become real people and they become three-dimensional because they are real people with real motives that everyone believes they have the biggest drama in their lives. Like no one thinks they're a side character, a supporting character. So it was really important to me that each of the actors will have full space to really explore creatively whatever ideas they wanted to bring into the table. And that's why we had a very long rehearsal process where we did a lot of improv and I rewrote a lot of the characters just for these specific actors.
Well, and why I think that's particularly important, obviously, it's important in any film to be able to do that with your characters, but in this particular film, you're blending a lot of different cross currents of emotional attachment and on what level are they connecting? Is this a family level? Is it a lover's relationship? There's a lot of
Mhm.
different levels to how they're connecting to each other. So be able to distinguish those characters in such a way I just think it is a really a gift, and also it's a joy to watch. It's a joy to watch these people as they move through this story.
When I started writing this movie, I was dealing with grief in my real life. And I had the feeling that the worst thing in the world is happening to me and to me only. And that's not a good place to start writing from when you're writing a lot of characters, because you need to believe that other people are experiencing big emotions as well. So while I knew it's going to be a film that is mostly contained around Eden's character and that she will be in all of the scenes and it will be from her point of view, and we really want to embody the way she feels in the way we do the cinematography and any other aspect. I also really wanted the other characters to feel grounded and real, and that's why I really relied on what the actors brought in.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying. And just to kind of fill in some of the backstory that I may not have covered as well or as much as we should, let's get into detail about the actual story.
So the story starts with these two siblings, with a brother and a sister. And you can believe that this is a movie that is going to be entirely about this young guy, this 17-year-old, sweet and handsome boy on his bicycle. But I will do somewhat of a spoiler, but it's in the trailer. So if you've seen the trailer, you know it already. He gets hit by a car 10 minutes into the film. And because of that, we go on a journey that is a completely different one than what we expected, which in my experience resembles life. You have this idea of what life is going to be, and then you discover that God has other plans for you. So Eden thinks this is going to be a movie or a life about her and her brother and their very close, loving relationship. And she discovers there's a whole different story waiting for her. And the story is that she discovers Nazi had a girlfriend she knew nothing about, and she starts to form this relationship with her. She embodies sister to her, but then maybe more than that as the movie evolves. Yeah, and I really wanted it to feel unexpected, like life. The fact that every 10 minutes or so something extreme happens really did capture the way I was feeling back then, especially that things are happening all the time, and those things are also not aligned in the same way. They could be dramatic, they could be funny, they could be scary, they could be romantic, sexy, they could be all different kinds of emotions, and they just hit you like a car when you don't expect them.
And just from what you just said, what you're describing, if you live long enough, you will have experienced just this. You will understand that when someone leaves your life unexpectedly, when someone dies. And I don't know if this is, I'm not sure. I want to be careful here. I don't want to say this is what's going to happen all the time, but it does suddenly open your life up to the sort of the possibilities of life in
Yeah.
good and not so good ways. And you're dealing with grief. That's certainly a very difficult part of living through life. But it also opens up the world to you, and I'm not going to be here forever. Anything, it's sort of all those things come into play. And I think that's
Yeah,
what the film
totally.
is, what you just described. In my own way, was trying to describe it that as well. I think we're on the same page here, but
It's totally that. And also, when I started working on this movie, it was really important to me that while I knew I'm going to deal with grief, it won't be a tragic movie. It will be a movie that uh, celebrates life and really appreciates the gift that is to live. Um, and this idea was something that was in the tone of the movie, in the costumes of the movie, and in every other aspect. It was really important to me that we will have a feeling that life is not only precious, but also very fun, and that it's sad to lose someone. And I wish they could have a longer life. But if you do get this gift of living, you have to celebrate it and to really live it to the fullest.
this is where I would talk about the cast because it is a solid cast and the performances throughout are very grounded. They bring you into their characters in their own way. Leah Elalouf
Léa Lalouf.
plays Eden, and not only is she's a beautiful woman, but she has a wonderful face.
Yeah, she
I
has an
love
amazing
she
face.
has an amazing face for expressing what is going on in her character's thoughts.
With Leah, it's so amazing because it's her first time in front of a camera, and she is so expressive and she just lives in front of a camera. And that is what I really love about her performance. She's just able to open up emotionally in such a real way. She's not acting at all. And you can sense it because you can feel she's not posing. She's not holding her body like someone who knows she's getting into a frame. She just knows that she's a real person and she's feeling those emotions. And we worked on the just on the connection between us more than anything else, more than knowing her lines or more than knowing what's going to be shot tomorrow. She just really wanted to know how do those feelings feel and to bring from her own experiences and her own world whatever she could. And I can tell you that, for example, the whole relationship with the mother is very much based on the stories that Leah told me about her relationship with her mom, and it really added so much to the world of the film.
Well, I'll tell you, just watching her as she moves through these things, just sort of as you were describing, kind of her bearing. She feels like she's the smartest person in the room wherever she goes. I mean,
Yeah.
there's an innate intelligence in addition to the acting, but that intelligence comes through in many different ways in the film. And I think part of it is the natural way in which she interacts with everybody. I think there's something about that. Call it emotional IQ, whatever it is, EQ. There's something about her that feels
Yeah.
like that to me.
To me, she feels also very animalistic. She feels very much like a tiger, while Dalia, that plays Maya, feels very much like a bunny. And
Hmm.
they're just like two very different animals in nature. And you want to see what happens when you put a tiger and a bunny together in a room, and you can't really fake it. You can't really decide to act like a tiger if you're a bunny or vice versa. You just really have to be connected to your real physical presence. And with Leah, I felt like she had the presence of a tiger, and that is something very rare, and it was very hard for me to find someone who is as special as she is.
Yeah, and Darya Rosen, who plays Maya, I think that's a great description. She is the bunny, but a bunny with some teeth. I mean, as
Totally.
their relationship unfolds, and what one of the things about her character that I really appreciated, even though she is reserved, meek, even she has boundaries,
Yeah,
and she sets that up pretty quickly in that relationship, which gives more credence to her relationship with Nadi. Because
totally.
if Nadi and Eden are these kind of back and forth, the give and takes that they have, it makes sense that Maya would be able to handle that with Nadi. So
The
that's
question that rises for Eden in the very beginning is what did Nati keep a secret? Why did he keep it a secret? Was he afraid of her? And then when she meets Maya, she has to think like, why is this the girl he chose? And she needs to learn why is this the girl he chose. She really needs to understand that eventually, and I think she does pretty quickly because Maya is not a scared bunny. She's a very like you said, she has a lot of boundaries and she knows what she wants and she's fearless to some extent, which I love, and that was really it was really a lot of Dahlia.
yeah. I want to remind our listener we're talking about the film Come Closer. As I mentioned in the introduction, it is Israel's official submission for the 2025 Academy Awards for Best International Feature. And we're speaking with the director and screenwriter Tom Nesher. And that sort of the layers and the interaction and the family dynamics play out a lot between the dad and Eden, and there's that side of it. There's another whole part of the well, there's many different parts and relationships in the film, but that's an important one, the family, the inner dynamics of the family and how that unfolds in the story. Again, going back to what we talked about at the very beginning, because these characters are strong in their kind of establishment of who they are, all of these things unfold in a way that feels very natural.
Thank you so much. The family was really an important part for me because I knew how meaningful it is for a young person grieving, the way that their family is reacting. And those two actors, Netta Gerti and Yaakov Zad, are amazing. You might know them from Fauda. And they're really such amazing actors. But I was 21 when I started writing the script, and I didn't know how do parents feel or react to a teenager going wild. So I really relied on a lot of their stories as well, but from the very beginning wanted to incorporate their stories into the scripts because the house and their home together is such an important part of the storyline.
I should know this, but is this your debut feature film?
It is.
Oh, way to go.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Yeah, so
I'm 28 by now. Time has passed.
well, yeah, but okay, but first time out of the
But I
gate.
started when I was 21 with this movie.
Oh, well, okay. That is, I just the other day talked to be a woman who was 7 or 8 years into, yeah, between feature and documentary. I don't know which, I just also spoke with somebody who spent 9 years on a documentary film without any real sense that it was ever going to work out, which is
Yeah.
another thing about filmmakers. Your determination is unbelievable to move
But
forward.
sometimes it's a gift when you don't know if it's going to work out. You just write for yourself and you write for something that you believe could be great, but are not obligated to do anything to anyone's taste, which could be also an advantage.
I'm curious, how is the film done in Israel? How is it played?
It's done incredibly well. It's been such an emotional and beautiful journey to release it in Israel. It was in the Academy Awards and won many awards and was nominated to all of the categories. And it was just an emotional time to screen a movie about grief in Israel. Obviously, these are very complicated times in every way, ways that are larger than what I can minimize into words in a short podcast. But it's been very emotional. I've been meeting a lot of people who lost their loved ones that are young. And since this is a movie that is also funny and provocative and not only about grief, but it is also about grief and it does have this feeling of celebrating life eventually, it's been really meaningful to be able to share it with people who are going through something similar while we are speaking.
And just as you described, the spectrum of experiencing life is in this film and in all the ways it really matter. Well, congratulations on this. I know it's being released through Greenwich Entertainment here in the United States. It's on December 5th. It'll be opening in New York at the Quad Cinema. You want to be, if you're listening to our conversation in New York, check it out.
Great.
All the very, I assume, I'm going to guess that you're now probably working on some more projects, and I'm sure with the reaction you've been getting, you're getting some interest from, maybe it won't be so hard to finance it on this go around, and all.
Hopefully, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, all the very best to you.
Thank you so
It is
much.
really an accomplished film, and from the acting to the story to the look of it. I'm, like I said, I'm very happy for you and certainly hope that somewhere down the line, maybe we can have another conversation about your work. Thank you. And again, the film's called Come Closer. We've been talking with the director and screenwriter, Tom Nesher. Thank you.
Thank you so much.